What happens when the golden magnate chooses waves over brotherhood? The answer might shatter everything ARMY thought they knew about BTS's most beloved duo, and a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the global ARMY community. Jungkook has reportedly abandoned his longtime bandmate and close friend Jimin during what was supposed to be a relaxing getaway in Vietnam. Sources close to the situation reveal that the youngest member of BTS made an unexpected decision to leave for an undisclosed beach destination, leaving Jimin completely alone in the vibrant Southeast Asian country. This unprecedented move has raised serious questions about the state of their friendship, and whether fans have been witnessing the slow deterioration of one of K-pop's most cherished relationships. But here's where it gets even more controversial. Insiders claim this isn't the first time Jungkook has prioritized his mysterious beach obsession over his commitments to fellow members. The bombshell revelation comes at a time when both artists are navigating their individual military service obligations and personal projects, making this sudden abandonment even more perplexing and emotionally charged. Witnesses in Vietnam reported seeing Jimin looking visibly distressed and confused as he wandered the streets of Ho Chi Minh City alone, a stark contrast to the usual jovial energy fans are accustomed to seeing from the talented performer. The sight of the usually radiant Jimin appearing lost and dejected has sparked an outpouring of concern from fans worldwide, with many demanding answers about what could have driven Jungkook to make such a seemingly heartless decision. The most shocking part? Sources reveal that Jungkook has harbored a secret beach obsession for years, and this latest incident might be the tip of the iceberg in understanding his true priorities. What makes this situation even more bewildering is the timing and apparent premeditation behind Jungkook's actions. According to multiple sources familiar with the situation, the two had planned this Vietnam trip together months in advance, with Jimin even reportedly adjusting his schedule to accommodate their shared vacation. The trip was meant to be a bonding experience for the two artists, who have previously spoken about their deep friendship and mutual support throughout their careers with BTS. However, those close to the situation suggest that Jungkook had been secretly planning his beach escape all along, using the Vietnam trip as a convenient cover for his real intentions. The revelation of Jungkook's long-standing beach obsession has opened up a Pandora's box of questions about his character and priorities. Industry insiders who spoke on condition of anonymity revealed that the youngest BTS member has always been drawn to coastal destinations, often disappearing for hours during group trips to spend time near the ocean. What was once dismissed as a harmless preference has now taken on a more sinister tone, with some suggesting that Jungkook's beach fixation has become an unhealthy obsession that's affecting his relationships with his bandmates. This pattern of behavior reportedly extends back several years, with multiple instances of Jungkook prioritizing beach-related activities over group commitments. Sources recall numerous occasions during BTS's world tours where Jungkook would mysteriously disappear whenever the group was near coastal areas, often returning hours later with sand in his shoes and a distant look in his eyes. What the other members and management initially attributed to his need for personal space and relaxation now appears to be something far more concerning. The emotional impact on Jimin cannot be understated. Those who witnessed his reaction to Jungkook's sudden departure described him as being in a state of shock and disbelief. One source reported that Jimin spent several hours trying to contact Jungkook, only to receive vague responses about needing time to think and space to breathe. The lack of explanation or consideration for Jimin's feelings has left many questioning whether they ever truly knew the real Jungkook behind the carefully crafted public persona. What's particularly troubling about this situation is how it contradicts everything fans thought they knew about the relationship between these two artists. Jimin and Jungkook have long been considered one of the closest pairs within BTS, with their interactions often highlighting a deep bond that seemed to transcend typical bandmate relationships. Their playful banter, mutual support during difficult times, and obvious affection for one another had become legendary among fans, who often referred to them as soulmates or even speculated about a deeper connection between them. The contrast between their public image and this recent incident has left many fans feeling betrayed and confused. Social media platforms have been flooded with emotional reactions from ARMY members who are struggling to reconcile the caring, thoughtful Jungkook they thought they knew with someone who could seemingly abandon a friend without warning or explanation. The hashtag Jungkook explain has been trending worldwide, with fans demanding clarity about what could have motivated such seemingly cruel behavior. Industry experts are divided on what this incident reveals about the pressures facing young artists in the K-pop industry. Some suggest that Jungkook's actions might be a symptom of the intense scrutiny and expectations that have followed him since his teenage years, potentially leading to a breakdown in his ability to maintain healthy relationships. Others argue that this behavior pattern suggests deeper personality issues that have been carefully hidden from public view. The beach obsession itself has become a subject of intense speculation and analysis. Psychology experts who have studied the situation suggest that Jungkook's apparent need to escape to coastal environments might represent a form of coping mechanism for dealing with stress and anxiety. However, the fact that this coping mechanism has now caused harm to his relationships raises serious questions about whether it has evolved into something more problematic. Witnesses in Vietnam reported seeing Jungkook at various beach locations along the country's coastline in the days following his departure from Jimin. Descriptions of his behavior during these sightings paint a picture of someone who appears to be in his own world, often standing alone at the water's edge for hours at a time. Some observers noted that he seemed to be avoiding contact with other people, including fans who recognized him, suggesting that his beach visits serve as more than just casual recreation. The impact on BTS as a group cannot be ignored either. With the members currently navigating their individual military service requirements and personal projects, maintaining group cohesion and individual relationships has become increasingly challenging. This incident between Jungkook and Jimin threatens to create lasting damage to the group dynamic, potentially affecting their ability to reunite successfully once their military obligations are complete. Music industry analysts are already speculating about the long-term implications of this situation. If the rift between Jungkook and Jimin proves to be irreparable, it could fundamentally alter the chemistry that has made BTS one of the most successful musical acts in history. The emotional connection between the members has always been cited as one of their greatest strengths, and any damage to that foundation could have far-reaching consequences for their future as a group. The financial implications are also significant. BTS's brand value is built heavily on their image as a united, supportive group of friends who genuinely care for one another. Any perception that this image is false, or that the members have serious conflicts, could affect their marketability and the loyalty of their fanbase. Sponsors and business partners are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, concerned about potential damage to the BTS brand. Fan reactions have been particularly intense, with many expressing feelings of betrayal and disappointment. The parasocial relationships that fans develop with their favorite artists make incidents like this particularly painful, as fans often feel personally invested in the relationships between group members. The revelation that Jungkook might not be the caring, considerate person they believed him to be has left many questioning their judgment and feeling foolish for their emotional investment. Some fans have taken a more defensive stance, arguing that there must be more to the story, and that Jungkook's actions might be justified by circumstances that haven't been revealed. These supporters point to his historically caring behavior toward his bandmates and suggest that his recent actions might be the result of personal struggles or external pressures that the public isn't aware of. However, these voices have been largely drowned out by the chorus of disappointment and criticism. The media coverage of this incident has been extensive and often sensationalized, with various outlets offering different interpretations of events and speculating about potential underlying causes. Some reports have suggested that the rift between Jungkook and Jimin might be related to professional jealousy or competition, while others have focused on the possibility of personal conflicts that have been building over time. International media outlets have also picked up the story, with many focusing on what this incident reveals about the pressures facing young celebrities in the K-pop industry. The intense scrutiny and expectations placed on these artists from a young age have long been subjects of concern, and this situation has renewed discussions about the need for better mental health support and personal boundaries for entertainers. The role of social media in amplifying and spreading this story has been particularly notable. Within hours of the first reports emerging, the story had spread across multiple platforms, with fans sharing their reactions, theories, and demands for explanations. The speed and intensity of the online response highlight how quickly situations can escalate in the digital age and how difficult it can be for celebrities to control narratives about their personal lives. Legal experts have also weighed in on the situation, particularly regarding the potential impact on existing contracts and business relationships. If the conflict between Jungkook and Jimin proves to be serious and long-lasting, it could affect their ability to fulfill professional obligations and might even lead to legal complications related to their various endorsement deals and commitments. The timing of this incident, coming during a period when both artists are supposed to be focusing on their military service preparations, has added another layer of complexity to the situation. The South Korean military service system requires significant mental and emotional preparation, and personal conflicts could potentially impact their ability to serve effectively. This has led to speculation about whether the incident might affect their military service timeline or arrangements. Mental health professionals have expressed concern about the public nature of this conflict and its potential impact on both artists involved. The intense scrutiny and judgment from fans and media could exacerbate any existing stress or anxiety, potentially making it more difficult for them to resolve their differences and move forward. Some experts have called for more privacy and space to allow the situation to be resolved without external pressure. The incident has also sparked broader conversations about friendship, loyalty, and expectations in the entertainment industry. Many observers have noted that the public's reaction to this situation reflects unrealistic expectations about how celebrities should behave in their personal relationships. The idea that public figures should be perfect friends and never have conflicts or disagreements has been challenged by this incident. As the story continues to develop, new details and perspectives emerge daily. Recent reports suggest that other BTS members have been trying to mediate between Jungkook and Jimin, with varying degrees of success. Some sources claim that the group's management has become involved, recognizing the potential impact on the group's future prospects and working to address the situation before it causes irreparable harm. The international nature of BTS's fanbase has meant that this story has played out across different time zones and cultural contexts, with fans from various countries offering different perspectives on the situation. Cultural differences in how friendship conflicts are viewed and handled have added complexity to the global conversation about this incident. Educational institutions and cultural critics have also begun to examine this situation as a case study in celebrity culture, fan relationships, and the intersection of personal and professional lives in the entertainment industry. The incident has been cited as an example of how the line between public and private life has become increasingly blurred for modern celebrities. As this story continues to unfold, one thing remains clear. The impact of Jungkook's decision to abandon Jimin in Vietnam has far exceeded what anyone might have anticipated. What began as a personal conflict between two friends has evolved into a global phenomenon that has affected millions of fans, raised questions about the nature of celebrity relationships, and potentially altered the trajectory of one of the world's most successful musical acts. The ultimate resolution of this situation may determine not only the future of Jungkook and Jimin's friendship, but also the legacy of BTS as a group and the trust that fans place in their favorite artists. The beach obsession that drove Jungkook to make this controversial decision continues to be a source of fascination and concern. As more details emerge about his long-standing preference for coastal destinations and the apparent priority he places on these locations over personal relationships, the full extent of this fixation becomes clearer. Whether this represents a harmless coping mechanism that got out of hand or something more serious remains to be seen, but its impact on one of K-pop's most beloved friendships is undeniable. The world watches and waits as this unprecedented situation continues to develop, hoping for resolution but preparing for the possibility that this incident might mark a permanent change in the dynamics of one of music's most successful groups.